It's the close of the week, start of a new month. What happened on the bourse today?
Thanks for having me, Fanny. For a second consecutive day, the ASI traded up, gaining 2.67% to close at 22,654. On a week-on-week basis, the ASI gained 1.44%. Most of that gain was between yesterday and today. Volumes were also up 0.32% to close, driven by banking sector activity, to close the day at 588 million. Of all stocks traded, 41 stocks gained, 19 lost, while 66 traded flat. Amongst the top gainers were 3 banks: First Bank, FCMB, and Skybank. Amongst the top losers were 2 banks: PHB, Spring Bank. Incidentally, those 2 banks are amongst the group of 5 singled out for action by the CBN. Costain was also part of the top losers.
Let's take a look at next week. What's your outlook for it? Do you expect this bullish trend to continue through to next week?
Yes, Fanny. What we may see is a non-aggressive rally, but it may be extended. We feel that given that we may have a wrap on the CBN audit of the banking sector, we may have a wrap by close of business today. We expect that to boost confidence in the banking sector, as most of those stocks have been artificially depressed, awaiting the outcome of the CBN audit. So what we may see is a mild but extended rally. Mild because we do not think that investors will stick their neck out at large, given the many false starts we've had with respect to rallies in the past 18 months. So a lot of investors, even while seeing this as a green light, are still cautious because they've had their necks, they've stuck out their necks in the past and they've had it chopped off by the resumption of a bearish trend. So we may see a mild rally, but it may be extended. Friendly?
Let's talk about the banking sector audit to be announced by the CBN next week. What are investor sentiments like? Are they jittery at the market right now?
As at the past 2 days, we've seen lots of information come out from the news wires and the newsrooms. None from the official source. I will just recount what we've heard from official sources, official being legitimate newspapers and news service. One, of the 14 banks audited, 5 banks have been singled out for action by the CBN. Of those 5 banks, the CEOs, the executive management committees, and the boards of 3 of them may have been sacked. And thirdly and finally, the CBN may have made a decision to inject 200 billion into those 5 banks. A fourth thing to note is that of the 5 banks, 2 banks, well, according to what we hear, 2 banks were not singled out for sack or any punitive action. What we believe is these 2 banks may have capital adequacy issues, but do not have any liquidity issue. So they may have been given a timeline to recapitalize and put their house in order. These 2 banks as well, these 2 banks in the past 18 months have already seen a change of management and a refocusing of their strategy and the running of the business. Finally.
Well, reports coming out of Nigeria through Reuters is that Nigeria's bank BHB chief has resigned. Has the market reacted to that in any way? Has investors reacted to that anyway?
Clearly, the stock of PHB went down about 4.9, actually reaching limit down in a sense. So we may see that continue for next week. If the report is confirmed as true, we may see a run on the bank stock. It has already begun. We've seen that with PHB, we've seen that with Spring Bank. What we do know, I should add this, Fenley, is that, and this was confirmed by the CEO of Bank PHB himself to this day newspapers, is that he informed the staff members and he did write a valedictory letter. He claimed he is yet to resign, but he confirmed he has written a valedictory letter to his people. What we do know is this, by the close of business today, there will be total clarity on the position of CBN with respect to these 5 banks, on what necessary actions will be taken. We understand the Deputy Governor, Mr. Lemo, should address a press conference this afternoon. Friendly?
All right, and just before you go, give us an outlook on the naira.
The naira has gained about 2 naira 60 kobo in the past week. We think sentiment has fundamentally shifted on the naira, and a lot of investors, a lot of users of dollars and those importing capital into the country have already taken a view that we may continue to see the naira appreciate. As such, we're seeing oil companies even move forward oil proceeds sales. We are seeing investors bringing in money right now to capitalize on an appreciating naira. We think in the short term the naira will continue to appreciate.